This is Urban Health Today. I'm Tamara Thomas, editor-in-chief of Urban Health Today, and I'm speaking with Bernie Williams. If his name sounds familiar, it's because he's a former Major League Baseball center fielder for the New York Yankees. But he's also a musician, a Latin Grammy Award nominee, in fact, and an advocate. He's here to talk about his advocacy work, personal journey, and advice for others affected by idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, or IPF, a rare interstitial lung disease. IPF, which causes permanent scarring of the lungs and difficulty breathing, is responsible for 40,000 deaths in the US each year, according to the NIH. So thank you for speaking with me today, Bernie.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's great to have you. All right, let's jump in. Can you share with us a favorite story about your father, something that captures who he was before he became ill?
Yes, I have several stories. I mean, my whole life is full of his just knowledge and his, the way he wanted to teach us, how to be good people. One kind of comes to mind. We used to, in the summers, have this sort of great trip. We would just ride our bicycles to the local beach in Puerto Rico. And he used to sort of kind of like it was part fun and part training. He was always very athletic, and he wanted us to run through the sand with him. And we used to kind of race, and we would give him as he got older, he got a little bit slower. So we would give him some room to start racing, and then we would try to catch him, me and my brother. That's one of the things that we started noticing with him, that his breathing was getting a little bit more difficult, and that was probably one of the first signs that we saw that something was wrong.
Hmm. Well, people may not know about IPF or mistake it for other conditions like asthma or COPD. What are some key red flags people should look out for?
Well, I mean, if you get this dry cough that it's persistent, it doesn't go away. If you start feeling fatigue doing things that are kind of normal to you, like you're going through a flight of stairs, maybe
Mhm.
just doing some exercises, maybe just kind of walking, you start feeling unusually fatigued and tired. Those could be red flags that you should pay attention to just try to get to see a pulmonologist, that could make the right determination whether or not you have interstitial lung disease.
Please talk about the Tune Into Lung Health campaign and how music, especially breathing exercises and curated playlists, helps patients and caregivers cope with the challenges of IPF and other interstitial lung diseases.
Yes, Tune Into Lung Health is a campaign that was designed, and I teamed up with Boehringer Ingelheim to create this campaign to raise awareness about interstitial lung disease and the power of music. I have a background in music. I went to a performing arts high school, and then after I retired, I have this degree in jazz performance out of the Manhattan School of Music, and I've been playing music for a long time, and it has always been a very important part of my life. And
Mm.
I consider it sort of a no-brainer to be able to help people with the healing power of music. The website tunintolunghealth.com has information about interstitial lung diseases. It has breathing exercises designed by Eric Vitro, which is a great vocalist coach. For people that really value taking one breath at a time, and people that have all these conditions, they value their breathing like nothing else. I mean, they would never take it for granted. Having the ability to get to utilize this resource of breathing exercises, can improve your ability to breathe on a daily basis. It also has playlists of music that I helped curated. Some of my favorite songs from going from Sinatra all the way down to Stevie Wonder and everything in between, from R&B to jazz
Mhm.
and popular music. And The last thing is just information about from doctors, from patients, from caregivers about uh, you know, their process and their journey and mostly to make people feel that they're not going through this alone. And they could just go into that website, tuneintolonghealth.com, to get information so they can be educated, know what to expect, and so they can make an educated, informed decision about what they're going to do and how they're going to deal with the challenges that interstitial lung disease, can give them.
Just out of curiosity, what do the songs on your playlist, what do they have in common? Are they therapeutic or are they just your favorite songs?
Well, I think there's a little bit of both. I think
Mhm.
when you utilize music as, the healing power of music is not only for, your physical being, it's also for spiritual being, for your mental health. I think, going through a lot of these tunes may remind people of better times, people, the times when there were, maybe the childhood, maybe things, were situations where they were feel that they were on top of the world, and they have a positive mental outlook, and that could help in the healing process, and it also could just get not only the patients but the caregivers, which are a really important part of this process
Of
as
course.
well. you
Mhm.
have to you have to be in a great mindset to deal with people that are going through these hardships and all these challenges. So I think overall it's just a vast resource, and so helpful and useful in this application.
You've said that music can be a powerful tool for dealing with the emotional impact of a chronic condition. What does that look like in practice for someone battling IPF?
Well, I mean, as an example, I mean, they just could put, some of the music that they like. They have, different choices, put your favorite song, put a song that could put you in a mood or in a mental state that you're more positive, more happy,
Mhm.
more less challenged. I think the breathing exercises, maybe just take a little bit of a singing lesson. I think dealing with your capacity and your ability to create more strength in your muscles so you can have a better breathing process. It can't help. I mean, it cannot hurt. And yeah, using those resources. That's two of the many examples that you can have to utilize the resource of music as a healing tool, and something that could help your well-being.
What's your best piece of advice or encouragement for someone diagnosed with IPF or another interstitial lung disease?
It's information, education about the disease, and just going through the right sources and having the right information at the right time is very important. My dad, for instance, it took us 5 years for him to be properly diagnosed with IPF, or idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. And at that point, there were a lot of things that we could have done different to improve the quality of his life. So my best advice is just to, if you are having some of these symptoms that could be, confused with other conditions, I think it's very important for you to go to your doctor and make sure that the doctor refers you to a pulmonologist so they can make the right determination. So you are able to make decisions early on in the process, and there's a lot more options if you do that.
Do you think there's enough awareness now among doctors that they can identify IPF or other interstitial lung diseases and refer patients? I'm thinking about the fact that it took 5 years for your dad to get a diagnosis. Do you
Yes,
think that the times have changed?
I hope that this process that we're going through in these campaigns and these initiatives of raising awareness are making a difference. The time that, like I said, the time where my father was diagnosed, there were not a lot of people that knew about the disease. And to your point, I mean, we're getting ready to acknowledge Rare Disease Day on the
Mhm.
28th. And this is one of these sort of points that we're trying to stress, making sure that we acknowledge people that are going through these rare diseases. And the more that they know, and the less rare they become, the better opportunities and things and resources you can have for patients that are going through these challenges. So I think it's really important, and it's an ongoing process just to be able to educate and make sure that you raise awareness, so as many people as you can impact with this information, can have a better, better tools and better resources so they can make right decisions as far as, dealing with these diseases.
Yeah, because I read that still it's an average of 3 to 5 years for proper diagnosis.
Yeah,
Um,
that's our challenge, and I think that's why we spend all this time and all this resources and efforts trying to make sure that not only patients but doctors and people that are in this kind of field are more aware of these conditions, so they can really get to study them and put a lot of resources into educating people and helping people with this.
how do your advocacy and musical work help you keep your father's legacy alive? What do you think he'd say if he saw the work you're doing now?
I hope that he will be very proud. I hope that there's a lot of things that from a devastating situation that we had to go through as a family, uh something good comes out of it, and the good that comes out of it is that I've sort of dedicated a big chunk of my life now to pay tribute to his legacy by raising awareness about what took his life, and I think that process has made me and my family more aware, uh better people, and this is a rewarding process when you get an opportunity to tell your story and to help people understand that they're not alone going through this process, and there are resources that they can utilize that were not there maybe 10 or maybe 15, 20 years ago, that things are better, but there's still a lot of work to be done, and I am just very proud to be part of this process.
Hmm. Bernie, how do you want to be remembered most? As a baseball star or as a health advocate, and why?
I just want to be remembered as a good person. I did the best that I could with resources that I had. I've been very blessed through my life to have the physical ability to play one of the best sports in the world,
Hmm.
with a franchise that is one of the best franchises in sports, especially in baseball,
Right.
uh, and to have this also great blessing to have this artistic uh, prowess, and being able to have this great set of parents that were educating me, and trying to make me a good person, and didn't make me choose between playing sports or playing music. My mom was, as long as you get good grades, you can do both. It really made a difference in my life, and creating empathy and this attitude of giving back and making the world a better place that I found it when I came in. So I think there's a lot of things coming in, but life is complicated, and I think if you always get an opportunity to do good and help people, you are definitely in the right side of history.
Hmm. What's the website again, and what kind of resources can people expect to find at the site?
Yeah, the website is tuneintolunghealth.com. You get a playlist of music that I helped curate, which hopefully will put people in a good mood, have information about interstitial lung disease. You have um, people talking about the challenges of dealing with these diseases, and also a resource that I find very fascinating: breathing exercises that could help improve the quality of life of patients that choose to get into those.
Any resources for caregivers?
Uh, well, we have information, as far as what to expect, the details, and information about, the disease itself. Even though there's still a lot to be learned about these conditions, and that's, part of the process that we have to go through. I think they will find, for a lot of it, that they will find will be support, letting them know that they can just talk to other people and knowing that they're not going through this process alone, and there's a support system with people that are going through the same situation, and that you could draw from that.
Okay, thank you. Bernie Williams, thank you so much for your advocacy work, and thank you so much for your time today. Really
Thank you so much for having me.
about this.
Thank you.